Welcome to Yarn Painting with the Yarn Art Guy. Today we're going to be working on something special, a piece for Canada Day. Born and raised in Montreal, Canada, I will answer your questions. Oui, je parle français. Yes, I drink maple syrup every morning. And no, I don't ride my polar bear into work. This two-part series, I'll be making my biggest yarn painting yet, capturing iconic landmarks, animals, and characters that represent Canada. Let's get to work. So to create your own yarn painting, you're only going to need 4 items. Your canvas, some glue, I use a hot glue gun, scissors, and some yarn. Since we're going to be working on a Canada Day piece, we're going to need reds and whites. Like I said, this is going to be my biggest piece yet, and I wasn't joking around. So let's get started. Don't worry about being too precise with this part. It's really about gauging the size of the different items on your canvas. The concept behind this piece is going to be a Canadian flag where the borders are in red that represent animals, the white part will be landmarks, and the center will be different characters in Canadian culture. Next, it's time to get wild. What animals come to mind when I say Canada? Obviously, there's the moose. Fun fact about the Canadian moose, even though they could weigh up to half a ton, they could also run about 56 kilometers an hour. Oof. Next, you gotta have the beaver. Canada's national animal, the beaver, is an incredible engineer. Their teeth never stop growing, which is why they gnaw on trees all the time. It keeps their teeth sharp and healthy. Beavers can actually take down a tree in one night. Then they use that wood and some mud to build dams and lodges that reshape entire ecosystems. Their dams create wetlands that provide homes for birds, fish, and other wildlife. Third, the bear. In this sketch, I'm trying to capture the most generic Canadian bear that you might be able to find because Canada is home to 3 types of bears: black bears, grizzly bears, and the mighty polar bear. Black bears are the most common, found across forests from coast to coast. Grizzlies roam the Rockies and can weigh over 300 kilos. And up north, Canada has about 2/3 of the world's polar bears. They're symbols of Canada's wilderness, strength, and resilience. If you're Canadian, I know you had an encounter with an overly aggressive Canadian goose. The Canadian goose, a symbol of endurance and loyalty, some can migrate over 4,000 kilometers in a single trip, flying in that famous V formation. But they always make their way home to Canada. Look at that, we finished all the animals for the outside of the flag. I think we did a good job capturing most of the iconic Canadian animals. Now I know this video had a lot of sketching, so I'm going to do a little bit of yarn painting for you to get a taste of how it works. Yarn painting is art made by gluing strands of yarn onto the canvas. Unlike other yarn art forms, I like it because it has a low barrier of entry. Anyone can start by just getting some yarn, getting some glue, and sticking it onto the canvas. I hope through this series you get inspired to create your own masterpiece. Join me next episode where we work out the landmarks, the maple flag, and start yarn painting.